So to start our children's scarf, we need to make 14 of these single round granny squares. So I'm going to do one of these with you now. I'll move these out of the way. So if you take an Aran weight yarn and a 7mm hook, first of all we're going to start off with a magic circle. So just wrap the yarn around like so, poke a little loop through, and it looks a bit like a slip knot, but rather than pulling that tight, you're going to put the hook in there, pull both strands of yarn over to one side, then you want your working yarn free over there, and then the tail and the circle you're going to hold like so. So then chain 3 and then 2 treble crochets. So everything's worked into the middle circle. There we go, that's our first cluster. So then chain 2 for the corner, and then we're going to do 3 treble crochets. So yarn over hook, hook through the middle, pull the yarn through, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, and don't let the hook slip off. There we go. And then again, everything is into the middle of that circle. And everything works over this tail as well. So at the end, we'll pull this tail tight, and that'll give you a nice tight centre. That's the final treble crochet of that cluster. Then chain 2 again. And then 3 treble crochets again. Like so. So we've got 3, we just need 1 more. So chain 2 for the corner. And then work 3 treble crochets into the centre. We do that again. So 1, 2, 3 treble crochets. So then if we take the tail and pull that nice and tight, and you see that closes up that circle in the middle, and then chain 2, and then we're going to slip stitch into the top of this treble crochet here. So here you've got your chain 3, and then that's the top of the first treble crochet. So pop the hook through there, yarn over, pull through, and then pull that yarn through the second one as well. So that's it. So if you just take your scissors, cut that tail, and then just pull that through like so. So then you just need to sew in the ends. So what I normally do is just give that centre a little tug again. And then you want to kind of encase this in the centre again, running round. When I'm sewing ends in, you want to feel some kind of resistance when you're pulling the yarn through, as that's what's going to stop your work unravelling. There we go. I mean, this middle one's pretty secure anyway, because we've worked that tail into the middle of the circle while we were doing the magic circle, but I just like to give it a few more just to make sure. And then just snip like so. And then this top one, what I tend to do is, so we had the chain 3 there, so I tend to put the needle through the middle of that chain 3 and then down into the centre. So kind of like that. Now you don't want to pull that so tight that it changes the shape of it, so just give that a little tug out again. And then again, I just work this through the middle. just for luck. There we go. So you need 14 of those. So once you've made 14 of those, then we'll look to join them together. Okay, so the next stage is to join these squares together using the continuous join as you go method. So I've used a contrasting colour yarn here. Again, it's the same weight, so it's Aran weight yarn. So we'll start off by making a slip knot, like so. And the great thing about the continuous join as you go method is it means that there's much less ends to sew in at the end. Great, so if you take the square, take it at any corner, and then just do a double crochet just to attach that yarn like so, and then chain 2. So what we're going to do is just work one cluster into here. So that's 2 treble crochets. Like so. So then chain 1 and then work 3 treble crochets into this corner. Then chain 2, 3 treble crochets into this corner again. Chain 1 and then work cluster into this corner, so 3 treble crochets. Then chain 2 and work a cluster into this corner again. Then chain 1 and just work 1 cluster into this corner here. There. If I show you where we're up to now, so you can see we've done the second round of a granny square, but we've left the top off it, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So what we're going to do then is we're going to attach this by going into this corner, then this one, and then working round like so. So how we do that is take the next square and have it upside down when you do this first of all. So yarn over and then pop your hook through there, catch the yarn, and then just work a treble crochet like so. And then you'll see that the squares actually turn the right way up. So do another 2 treble crochets into there. And that's your first corner work to there. But actually we want to attach it, so just flip them round like so. And then pop the hook through that chain 1 space and just do a double crochet there. And then we're going to work a treble crochet cluster into this corner. And then we're going to attach that here. So if we just pop the hook through and do a double crochet and then chain 1 to make the corner, and then you can continue working this round. So we're going to do another treble crochet cluster here. Chain 1 and then do a cluster into this corner. Then chain 2 and do another cluster into the same corner. chain 1, and then do 1 cluster into this corner here. Great, so then we're going to attach another square. So again, take one of the squares. This is the right way up, and you'll see the way the stitches are there. So I just turn it the wrong way. Then yarn over hook, put the hook through one of the corners, catch the yarn through, and then just do a treble crochet as normal. And then work 2 more treble crochets into that corner of the new square. Then flip this around, and we're going to attach it into this chain 1 space here. So hook through, pull the yarn through, just work that double crochet, and then work a treble crochet cluster into the next corner of the new square. And then we want to attach this to here. So we're going to pop the hook through, pull the yarn, and then do a double crochet. Then do a chain 1 to make the corner. And then work a treble crochet cluster into this same corner. Chain 1, and then treble crochet cluster into the next corner. Chain 2, and then treble crochet cluster into the same corner. And then that was a chain 1, and then cluster into the next corner. So if I show you what we've got there now, so you can see that we're working down one side along the bottom and then up, and then down one side along the bottom and then up, and that's how we go all the way along until you've got 14 attached. And then once you get to this point on the 14th square, I'll meet you back, and then I'll show you how to fill in the top as well. Final stretch now to get the scarf finished. So what you should have is a long line of granny squares all joined together like so, but with the top missing. So what we're going to do now is finish this off all the way along. So start off with chain 2. So we're just going to finish this corner as normal. So if we do a cluster of treble crochets, oh, not like that. If we do a cluster of treble crochets into this same corner. Like so, and chain 1. Then you're going to work a cluster into this next corner. Like so. And then we need to join this corner up. So what I do is I chain 1, then see this stitch in between the joins here. If you put the hook through there and work a double crochet into there, and then you'll see that corner's joined nicely, and then just chain 1 again, and then you're going to do a cluster into this next corner. There, let me show you that. You'll see, so I just carried on doing the clusters as normal. Then when I got to this corner, I did a chain 1, then worked a double crochet into this corner, then chained 1 again, and then worked another cluster into this corner here, and then you finished off the the top of those two there. So if I carry on, I'll do a few more with you, but then it's exactly the same technique all the way along. So chain one, then work a cluster into this next corner. Then chain one again, and then do a double crochet into the gap, and then chain one, and then do a cluster into this next corner. Like so. If I do one more, chain one, do a cluster into this corner, so that's 3 treble crochets, then chain one, and then you're going to put the hook in to this gap here in between these two white clusters, and then do a double crochet like so, and then you finished off that square, and then we're going to start working this one. So we chain one again to help make the corner there, and then work a cluster into here. Oh, got a bit tangled up there. I'm just going to go back a few. There we go. So let's do this cluster again. First, because I'm watching it on the video screen rather than actually watching my hand. So that's 1 treble crochet cluster into that corner. So that's 3 treble crochets, like so. So if I lay those out like that, then you can see what we've done there. So we just carried on working the clusters into each corner, but then to join it across the gap, we did chain one, double crochet into there, and then chain one again. So if you just carry that on all the way along, and then if I meet you back once you've done a treble crochet cluster into this corner, and then I'll show you how we just finish off that final corner. So nearly there. You've worked now the top of all 14 squares like so. So all that's left to do is join up here and then sew the ends in. So the end of this is quite simple. It's just a chain 2 and then slip stitch into the top of the very first treble crochet like so. So then we're going to snip the yarn, then just pull that through to finish off, and you just sew those 2 ends in, and then you'll be done. One finished child's scarf. So you can change the length of this just by doing more or less squares. For an adult one, I'd probably do 20 squares, and then for a smaller child, you just remove some of the squares. The reason that I've done this 14 is that there will be a conversion pattern available to make this into a hooded scarf as well for children. So the 14 squares here works perfectly with the add-on pattern as well. So look out for that. Great. Well, happy crocheting.